time it was moved from 0 and which direction it was, and then it takes that time, and if it's negative, it will move backwards.
So like using an accelerometer?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, and basically, I know it's not going to be helpful in this competition, but I mean,
yes. Well, okay, did you look at the difference between you two?
I don't really notice anything.
Then you're done. Go look at it again.
I noticed something.
This?
Okay. Look at it from that side. Go stand over there. What do you see?
Alright, slide it forward.
Okay, what else do you see? Now come over here. Come stand right here.
Oh.
Come stand right here.
Oh.
Just come stand right here.
Oh. Oh.
Come stand over here. Look right there. Okay, what do you see the difference?
I can go straight down.
What else?
Farther back.
What else?
I don't see anything else.
What else? How about the height of the leading edge? Yep. How high is that in comparison to yours?
Tiny bit higher.
So like a half an inch?
Okay, I can see where you're going and want me to change the ramp.
Well, I want you to look at, open up that box and grab a purple and set it in front of both your robots. Because this is one of the main things that I saw. Okay, push those whites up. Push those whites so it sits flat.
Go ahead and mark those pieces.
I don't want to see you make a lot of adjustments and changes and whatnot prior to our competition, but today is a good day to look. Now go stand over there and look at how purple and beige is. There it is.
Okay, well, it depends on how the pucks go. Sometimes they go all the way
Brennan, did you ever have an issue with the pucks not going all the way out?
The puck's not going onto the ramp.
down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We only had that problem if we didn't line it up or put it right. No, it's not how we line it up. We line it up, put it at a slight angle.
Oh, that's how you do that. Wait a minute. Wait, okay.
Hold still, do it straight.
Okay.
We do it. We hit it like right through here.
So one of the aspects, for example, if you look at now, okay, Brennan, pause, stop. Do it some more, and then when I say pause, stop moving. Keep going. More, stop. Okay? Now slowly rotate forward and watch what that yellow leading edge does. Keep going, stop, right there. The primary, don't move anything. The primary difference between you guys' two ramps is this like half a second point on every rotation. Okay? The fact that he can be up to the point where he basically can't drive closer to it damn near, and the puck is still falling on the ramp without hitting that yellow arm makes a world of difference and a matter of many second savings throughout the match. Okay? Yours, as you noticed from this last competition, many times if you get too close, or in your auton, it can actually hit that yellow bar, which jacks up your ramp, which makes it impossible for you to spin anymore. Now, move this back so I can see it.
It also helps if you could hit it like this, but it's right on the very edge of your straw.
Yeah, but now rotate though. Keep rotating.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay, stop. Stop! Ah, that'd be fine.
I can rotate.
Okay, now ready. Keep going, pause. Okay? Now look, if you make any mistakes, because that's for one, that leading edge is so far forward and higher, it's a matter of a quarter to a half an inch. But the goal is to make your robot so mechanically sound that you can, in essence, negate driver failure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So by going too far forward, for example, their robot doesn't get stuck on that yellow piece as it spins. That's one of the things they purposely put in there to make that more difficult. Okay, yours does.
And I have some other stuff I want to.
Because I've seen them literally just like ram right into it, and the only issue is too much contact, so it's too difficult to turn, not enough, so it's barely turning, or turning at a beautiful rate. Yours, if you get in there too much, it will spin, but then you get stuck on your ramp, right?
Like what problem we'll have on ours if we don't line it up right? There's a chance, or some of them will go in, or most of them will go in, but some will go out.
I merely say that that's better than what has been happening at a lot of the competitions. If we look at now our skills ranking,
I think we're like 13.
you are in 13th place, Chaos. Okay? That's with a driver skill with your last minute brother driving for 25 seconds of 81. Okay? That's pretty stinking good. I hope you said thank you and told him he did a very good job, right? Yeah? Because he kind of kicked butt, especially for not driving at all. And then you had a programming of 33, which is also not bad. What did you achieve in your programming in terms of what'd you go after, blue or purple?
Did a single blue.
A single blue?
And chocolate, yeah.
Yes. But you had issues repeating that, as I recall, just based on how you moved it and set it up.
It wasn't aligned up. It was very weird. Like, I started it in the normal starting position. It missed, moved it a teeny bit over, missed again, moved it over a little bit more, and now I know exactly where it is.
Now the cool part is though, you accomplished 3 of those resets within your 60-second period. Right? So you were able to kind of get 3 tries within 1 try because you just kept your head. Which is obviously important, which is why we don't say "aw." Now, Hooba Looba, this is kind of hilarious. You're in 21st place in the entire state of Michigan with some last-minute crap you made at the competition. What'd you do? You turned and just hit yellow, right?
Yeah,
that was it.
With a code that would get it different ways every time.
Because it was janky as could be, but it kind of worked.
Also press.
So you got 9 points Auton, and that's just because you released it, right? And 73 driver.
Yeah.
So Preston said he super sucks, but he only got, 8 points less than you on driving?
Wait, how much did Brendan get?
But Brendan got 73 for driver skill, and you got 81.
Yes.
Now, ideally, we do some practice. So the situation with the state of Michigan is, obviously, with this upcoming competition, we have Teamwork Championship gets you qualified for states. However, I do believe there are, I think, 60 middle school teams being invited into the state finals.
Yeah.
Which is bonkers banana cakes, but that's the way it is. Which means they will be pulling, very likely, from the skills ranking.
I don't even know how. Like, I'm not even sure there is 60 team middle school teams
I don't
in
know.
Michigan.
I know there's a lot of teams that exist. Let's just see. In terms of ranked skills teams in the state of Michigan, there are 89.
But select middle school only.
I am on middle school only, young man. So there's 80, but that's those who have done skills. They could potentially have not done skills. So I want to put a little effort on your skill score, but it's not imperative. Okay? Since you have your teammate back, I think it's going to be very important to get a lot of driving in. Yeah.
Chris, I found something I don't think the other program can do.
Okay.
You can create custom blocks with it, like drive forward for 1 second, and when you run that, it defines another section of code, like, and you can set custom stuff like. I made a custom block like drive forward for 12 seconds, right backwards.
Yeah. Well, and you noticed when you ran it in seconds versus rotations, you didn't get stalled like you did previously if something didn't complete. So I think it would be quite beneficial for you to do potentially a little bit more on the driving skill side, a little bit more on the program side, but I want to do a lot of focus since we literally just have this week until another competition. We want to drive our faces off. Okay? By the end of the week, we should have no more faces. I like your expansion arms. Maybe if they're not so janky, that could be beneficial. But again, time. One thing, what did you see as one of your biggest issues for scoring, Preston?
I mean, a little bit on like the shooting accuracy, a little bit, I guess.
Okay.
Since our shooter is truly, like, well, no, actually, it's just like if you don't. Like if you release one puck, it goes.
Yeah.
But if you release like 1, 2, 3, it goes like the first one goes the second one and then the third one goes that.
Well, that would be based on what your RPM of your flywheel shooting is.
Yeah.
You do have a flywheel weight, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So, if we look at the videos from the weekend, well, press, pay attention. What would you say the difference between Team H's shooting and your shooting is?
They just dumped them all right out.
Okay. What does that tell you about your shooter versus their shooter?
We have a couple of like spacing things.
Okay.
But I think we don't. I don't really think we should be messing with it.
Well, what it could be interesting is take a look at the structure and the amount of space on the leading edge of their dump system.
I mean, Chris, I'm pretty sure
because
I know the
many times you have tilted forward, for example, and not even a single puck comes out.
Also, Brendan, can you put a puck in yours? That puck in your robot? And like try and shake it out. And like, you hear that noise? That happens every time we shoot it.
What
That
happens?
happen when you guys shoot? Yeah, it's like flick noise.
Well, what do you think that is?
It's
I-
the
Lowell,
think-
do it slow and observe.
I think
Falling.
it's because, yeah, it's falling down.
Okay, that clicky is a change from one surface to another, and it's abrupt.
Yeah. On ours,
The abrupt change is going to cause you a lot of problems, which is a slowdown of your puck. What's the difference on that versus Brennan's?
we have more space.
Okay,
And also, if you do,
you have more
Yeah.
transition space.
yeah, if you make more transition space, then, like for ours, if we get one stuck right here, with yours, you can't get it out because it's on this edge. But for us, we can spin it out. It doesn't take much effort.
You did have a couple of times where you did have, say, 3 pucks all in your transitional space and unable to shoot because it requires way too much torque, even though you're geared for speed on your flywheel, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think doing some work and trying to get some re-engineering on the leading edge of your dump.
Hey. I was gonna
Preston.
use that. He's stealing my heart.
Okay, don't worry about it. The leading edge of your dump and your transitional space could use some adjustment. Preston, your
I have some ideas.
ramp off your purple could be beneficial. Now we do have a little bit of time. You could work on a kind of a secondary storage structure for the blue tower, Preston.
I'm not really sure like how that would work.
Okay, now we only have a week. You don't need to do any of those things. But today is a good day to look at what did not go so well on Saturday and re-engineer your robot so you mechanically cannot make the mistakes that you made.
I already have some ideas for that.
I love the LED. The LED for directional identity is great.
Also, it would be great if you did do
Huh?
It literally is the best thing we could have done. It's so helpful.
Yeah. Well, that way you just know which way it's going. Because if you look at it when it's spinning at speed, you can't tell.
Yeah. And I mean, like, so we can even, like, I used it as, like, direction. Like, he blinks back up, I could say green, and then he switches it to the green.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, and that helps to associate in your mind color and direction and buttons. Okay? Because you basically know green means shoot, red means the opposite, right?
mm-hmm.
So you can hit your purple. Why don't you even though your partner's not here, why don't you work on looking at that ramp for one, your dumper, and your shooting space.
I'm starting on the shooter space since that's where I spawned.
Once you get some of that mechanical stuff going, Press, I bet you can do some programming that will go a lot easier once your robot works better. Hi!
Ah!
I see him. He's got boots and jacket. Where's your glove? You haven't any gloves? You shall be beaten until time ends.
Yes.
Mr. Brennan, what do you feel needs to be your mechanical adjustment to save time and just get more points?
Well, save time, not really, but get more points is on our ramp. I noticed when we were doing matches, sometimes getting the brute tower, it'd all fall down. There's like little cracks here they could fall out of.
Okay.
Which isn't good.
What else caused you issue with the blue tower?
Hey, Gentry.
Lining this
Let's
up.
just say.
Okay.
So, I did get permission at doing that towards the end.
Yes. Now you were able to line up well. However, even if you did line up, you still had issues. Do you remember what issues you had?
We had to be at the right spot. We had to. This has to be
Like
in
super
the-
perfect.
Yeah, in the middle.
And
You gotta get
as you were twisting it, your robot basically did a wheelie, right? In order to do it right.
The robot is like built to do a wheelie.
It would be nice if, for one, you didn't do so many wheelies.
Yes.
But it'd be nice if you could also do some mechanical adjustments so you're not relying so much on your driving skill.
It's a piece that we added for
Okay.
press.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy just to slam in and
Tell
make
them
it
about
work.
this.
About what? Oh, so in order to do the expansion, Gentry, you have to be actually physically contacting the expansion zone and not simply hovering over it in a three-dimensional plane. What that means is,
We can just have a wire dangling and it.
where he was previously to go at an angle, it actually would be a disqualification because he was not physically contacting the playing field in the expansion zone. While he was within the three-dimensional space, he was not contacting the field. So, he had the idea of just throwing some crap on it that would drag around, and it worked great. Granted, it'd be nice to maybe not have such things, or maybe even just have a chain that is permanently affixed.
That's
to
what
the
I thought.
location.
Chain would probably be better.
Something else I just thought of is what if you happen to have a puck in that expansion zone that is lifting whatever your little dangly piece is, and even though you are in there and have a dangly piece, the puck is keeping you from contacting the field.
But is it a certified VEX piece?
Yes, that little rubber band is a VEX piece. That's
And
actually...
Is it inside of the thing, or it's just like that?
When it dangles down properly, it's fine. I think you still have a couple of inches in that direction if you can. But a small chain that goes straight down and maybe even a wheel guard. But one of your main pieces, Preston, needs to be your jump forward edge as well as your transitional space. Okay, that transitional space of those ramp pieces might need to be an adjustment.
So they're qualified for states.
That's correct. You guys, with Preston's little brother, managed to take 3rd place.
Third.
It was fifth.
It was 5th at the end of regular matches, I do believe.
Oh, and then.
However, in finals, point-wise, they finished in 3rd place. And you guys are also in 13th place in terms of skills. So the one thing we've been talking about...
Which also... Kendra, you didn't agree.
You didn't yell!
Well. Look who has
Anyway, just put down that way so you can sit. Alright, so... Again, since Adam is here, I've got Hooba Looba in 13th place. I'm sorry, Chaos in 13th place. Hooba Looba in 21st place. Okay?
Why are we in 21st?
In state skills rankings.
Oh.
However, you have a lot less concern because of the fact that you already won, which is super cool.
Did you like my saying?
What?
Beat that, China?
Beat that, China. Yes, that was quality. However, I do enjoy that I recorded Brennan going, "We're going to win."
Yeah.
By getting more points.
Brendan, could you not think of why? What's the actual reason that name was created?
What?
Is there anything behind Hooba Looba name?
Ask Ronan. Ask RoboHack.
I think,
They were in,
I
like,
think we
23rd
came
place.
up with that years and years ago.
They were in 23rd?
Was
Yeah.
it your idea or my idea?
I don't know.
Or did we just make up?
Brendan.
I feel like it means something in some other game or language, and that's what you and
It means like crazy hair.
What's that
in
kid's
the
name?
dictionary.
Ronan.
What? Ronan, yes. Ronan and Brendan. Yeah, I think it does mean crazy hair. Is it Elvish or something?
Elvish?
No,
Elvish? Really?
No, maybe a
Elvish?
game. I don't know.
no. In
You should look
English,
it up.
I think it means crazy hair.
Yeah, because you wore wigs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's where that came from.
And then we came up with that design, which is pretty sweet. But, you guys just take qualified.
Can I say something?
Okay, what?
Hooba Looba
Look
meaning.
at RoboHackers. How well did they do in the competition?
They got
Well, they didn't do any adjustments, so that's difficult. I mean, you guys have been working very hard and it paid off. Okay?
And where?
So now that we also have Adam here, we need to talk about our ups and downs. Alright, stop making noise and doing stuff, Brennan. Brennan, is it in your notebook? Do you know what your ups and downs are? You guys talk about this?
some.
Okay.
Oh, we haven't talked about it.
Adam!
What?
What do you believe you can improve upon based on your performance of the competition? Aha, yes. Your blue flip-a-nator. That needs to be a big deal. However, because of all that wicked engineering, your robot did not flex. You actually lifted the front end of your robot instead of that bending because of that those two perpendicular pieces. Okay, what else do you want to improve on, Adam? Your skill, your driving
Not
skill?
skills. My driving.
Your driving skills. Okay, great.
Like,
That's something we'll be doing a lot this week.
I found something on Hooba Looba.
Okay, what's Hooba Looba mean?
The Hooba Looba is a creature who polishes the moon and stars and creates the music, which is the wind.
That's intriguing.
And does a lot of other things.
I don't care
kids
about
may have
Greek
previous-
relics or.
You know what would be
may
cool?
have previously thought
You
of.
could. What did you say, the moon and the stars? Maybe we could do a moon and a star on your shirt this time. You like that idea? Sounds cool. Because it's the
Moon, star, and
the
wind.
mythical creature that, well, how I can't print wind. Oh, the starburst is wind. That's cool. That burst in the center, it's wind. All right, Brandon, what do you want to improve upon?
Our ramp. like our tipper.
What about it?
Okay, the dumpy system?
Yeah, there's.
Yes, because you have an issue if they fall out the side, and that should not happen. Don't do that. Okay, what else do you want to improve
That's
on?
an easy fix.
Driving and programming skills.
Okay. Yes, because
That
you
we
have a
don't
9.
to worry too.
However, that was last minute, and that's kind of cool. Okay. What went well?
Our driving,
Driving.
purple power, shooting,
Mhm.
teamwork.
You guys' shooting was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think you guys all, with the other teams, even though they weren't able to perform very well every match,
Yeah, like we were with 2
you
push
had
bots.
some super sweet tactics that worked quite well.
Yeah, we were with 2 push bots and still got over 100.
2 push bucks. We got paired with 6.
No, we got.
We were paired up with.
Okay, remember, we know this will occur, and especially if there's going to be 60 teams at stake, you need to have tactics and the capability to consistently achieve a high score all on your own, even if the other team is not able to do much. Which means,
That's
in essence, you need to have a good skills
Yeah, that's what it's.
tactic. Or a handful of tactics based on if the other robot can do just purple, if the other robot can do just blue, if the other robot can do just yellow. I think it would be quite beneficial to navigate away from the tactic where the other robot just dumps the blue on the ground. Because you guys are near to the point where you could get both blues. And I think that should be a good focus, is to try to keep them from hitting the ground and shoot them instead. Even if the other team is a push bot, they can push yellows because we don't have a way to collect yellows yet, right? So if they can, say, lift the blue, then maybe you just line up so you can catch it, and then instead of it hitting the ground.
Although sometimes that they take way too much time.
You're right. However, if they start right underneath it, Adam, and then you guys start next to them, and then you drive forward in a catching location, and then they lift, then that would be a lot more points. Okay, what else went well, Team H?
Communication,
Yeah.
With who?
other teams, and
Yeah, you guys did pretty well autonomously on your own. Like, you went and found your other teams, you worked your tactics, you did a lot of good stuff, which certainly paid off, and it showed.
Also, with the, I don't understand how there's the one team that didn't even do, their robot was so useless. All they could do was spin purple and
like
then
with the little wheel?
extend.
Yup.
That's just
Couldn't even
completely
push?
useless.
Well,
They could not even push.
Yeah, but that's a tactic. That's still a tactic. And you also have to recognize that that competition had a lot of teams that have never built a robot before and never have competed before. Okay?
You see our sister.
I can guarantee at the next competition you're going to have a lot of the same. Okay?
This is our.
So that goes back to the same concept, is you have to be able to achieve a lot on your own.
It because of Adam's weird.
Oh yeah, that was done
Saw it.
Friday.
I was here.
yeah, we have the same.
You love.
Why is that allowed to go backwards? That should not happen.
Because I'm not cleaning that up.
Oh, go flippy flip flip. Okay. Alright, for both of you guys, what else do you want to improve upon? One from each for H. Because there's one thing that I think would be beneficial that no one has mentioned. What? Your seesaw? Yeah.
What?
Your seesaw! Your entire robot is one giant seesaw.
Yeah.
You're flexing back and forth on that leading axle. And there's, in essence, nothing forward to help you. It would be beneficial to have that not occur.
Yeah.
The difficult part is you have such a small wheelbase that all of the weight that's on that leading edge just makes it fall forward, so you continuously do that wheelie. You can do a different wheel, which I know you worked on last week, or expand the drivetrain, which maybe not a beneficial thing to do with the amount of time we have remaining.
Yeah.
What else do you want to improve on, Brennan? Because Adam had that one.
Can we
Something that we haven't mentioned, right? Or
Yeah, something that you haven't mentioned.
Almond wheel.
That's a good idea, Adam. If you can get space just to have a wheel up there and have it be quasi 6-wheel drive, but the other one just drags.
I wanted to do that.
Something else, if you guys have been watching the Flying Cheese YouTube.
Cheese?
Yep.
I haven't watched them recently.
They recently did a test of dirty board versus clean board and how your point changes may be from shooting when the board is very dirty versus cleaning it so it will slide easier because there's not a bunch of crap in the way.
What was
Okay,
the
Chris,
one
we need to
thing
clean
that-
our field then.
What was the
Yeah, it's something
thing?
we can do.
What was the thing that we want? Oh, that I sent to you about cleaning something that includes something.
I think it was in terms of cleaning the field, but we also need to keep our wheels clean. All right, so I guess it would be Team K, even though Preston was the only one that's competition, but you can still have some ideas. What stuff do you want to work on, and what do you want to improve before we go to this next competition?
The shooting space right here,
Okay.
and like the ramp up there, its positioning, and maybe think about the having a blue storage thing.
Okay. So there's 3 things. What do you want to improve on, Gentry?
I would rely on driving skills.
Yep, we'll be doing a lot of driving today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What issues do you have shooting?
Just the noise it makes when it does like a
But what else?
that's pretty much it. I don't think we really have
Chris.
Okay, how about selfie stick pointer? This piece right here.
to make improvements.
If you can negate the requirement for that and make this leading edge of your dumper work better, that would mean you would have more volume per second while you're shooting. If you look at Team H's shooting, for example, when they rock to shoot, they can shoot 3-4 at a rock.
Yeah, because
Okay.
our ramp has a wider space.
It's a wide base as well as a larger gap right here. You see this space right here, Preston? That gap is much larger where you have this tight spot at the bottom, and it potentially restricts any pucks from going. So if you dump forward, you certainly should be shooting a puck. There's no reason why a puck would not come out. Okay?
Puck on a puck.
Yeah, that doesn't
Somehow.
happen over here, dude.
What?
That doesn't happen with
If
it.
there's a
What?
puck on a
How?
puck, then they both go through.
That's impossible. When
It's
our
not impossible because it's hurt.
Then they
on
both
our
go.
robot, like
Preston.
the puck is on a puck, stopping the puck
Preston,
from going down.
when one puck is on a puck, they go through because there's a drop. One will go further forward and come into contact first, and then the other one.
So they
will-
don't stay affixed like a sandwich, is what he's saying. While they slide, they separate once you break off the plane of the dumper. Okay? We can even slow-mo it if you have to. Rock it forward. So it changes once it gets down there.
Oh well, yeah, you guys have a taller thing.
Well, that's an option for you, dude. Okay?
It was by using
Using what?
the
Oh yeah, to clean
Lysol
those wheels,
wipe.
yeah. I've got those as well. Well, we usually try to keep our wheels clean during the competition. Alright, what else do you think went well, at least, for you, Preston?
The programming. Oh yeah, also
Yes.
brings up my. I was programming that code that I told you about.
Yes.
I saw in the like motors section.
But hold on, let's pause on that. What went well so we can finish this part?
A lot of things.
Okay.
Quinn's driving skill.
Yeah.
Me telling Quinn like how to do it, like he was backing up a dump truck or something.
Yep. So you did well communicating with your little brother, which may have been the first time in the known mankind timeline that that's ever occurred.
I know. It's
Okay.
like a never seen before thing.
You did quite well, dude.
Oh yeah, and also.
And he wasn't super stressed out, and he did super well, even though you said you sucked.
Oh yeah, and
Okay,
also,
you got third out of 34 teams, bro.
Also, Vex now has a camera that you can use for the robot, and it can detect colors and stuff.
Cool.
What spot did the Ethan get?
Like 23rd or something. I don't know.
They didn't even.
Yeah, they did.
That's sad. No, we didn't.
Well, that's why we keep adjusting, guys. That's why we come back and do this at the end of every competition, so we can have a conversation
I like
about what went well and what needs to be improved. Because we need to continuously make adjustments. You know, as the season continues, things are going to get more and more difficult, and we need to stay on par with that and continually improve. Okay? I think everybody's got a lot of things to work on. I would like to get most of our physical, mechanical work done today, and then also put the field back together so we can start driving, and then come Thursday, drive our faces directly off of our noses. Okay?
Where's tape measure?
Tape measures should be in the competition box. Alright, let's start working, guys. And a little bit of programming won't hurt. But ideally, we focus on our driving today, just because the skills award for this weekend will not qualify for states.
That's stupid.
Well, that's the way it is.
I'm not saying tape measure.
Oh, but now that I think about it, I do recall loaning it to someone. Okay, it came back. Cool. And some of the other teams do want to do some practices with us sometimes, so that could be beneficial. And the other little kid, Leland, will be here on Thursday. So we could make his robot a push bot, and you could practice some tactics with push bots, okay? And I think it would be beneficial to have a 7-year-old to do practice with. With a brand new robot, since we know there will be brand new teams there, and you need to find good tactics to work well with them. Okay.
I've already looked at that. Doesn't fit in with
Yeah, Chris.
What?
So Vex has a camera that you can
Yes.
buy.
A color sensor?
No.
No.
A camera.
A legit camera.
Yeah, it can take pictures and videos and
send
can
me
recognize.
Can it do a selfie? Does it have its own stick?
No, it's like an entire part
Okay.
that you can plug into the brain and program.
But I'm guessing
So,
just for Gen 2.
I don't know. It didn't specify.
I imagine as much. Now, there are color sensors already for Gen 1.
I know,
but
but this can take pictures, recognize where it is, and make an outline of it.
Cool.
It is super advanced. Why are they doing that?
However, that's not necessary for what we're doing this weekend.
I know, but I mean, just imagine the way that your robot, it could be always perfect with the camera sensor.
Yes, you're right. If you could program it to see,
yeah,
and it's, in essence have like machine vision, you could do a lot of automatic corrections.
Chris.
But you can also build mechanical fixes for those same program ideas. You should be able to drive up to the blue or the purple, and your robot can mechanically go to the right spot. What, Brennan?
One thing we do need to have is deflectors so pucks don't fall to the side.
Uh-huh.
No, we want them to fall.
So we want deflectors so they go in the middle.
Well, you want to ensure they don't get stuck in your sprocket.
Yeah.
That will be an interesting idea, Adam, and I hope it doesn't get in the way of the puck.